All right, we are live. And we are going to live tonight with Silvia Landa, who has lost 56, I think that's the number, maybe 57, close to 57 pounds on the Metabolic Reboot program. And for those who maybe are just joining here at the Metabolic Reboot, it's a program that I put together that allows people to lose typically 20 to 45 pounds in 6 weeks. And there's no exercise or shakes or pills or anything like that. We just eat real food, help people feel amazing, and see some really cool results for people. And so it's really fun for them to come on, and I like to have them share so that people joining the program can hear their story, can feel the excitement, and can feel that they can do it too as well. And I also like to be able to have Silvia and other people who jump on here share their story, because Silvia's got some great insights, great knowledge, great tips as to how to be successful. She's done some amazing jobs. She's traveled. She's busy. She's had family and friends and all sorts of stuff, events and things like that. So it's one of those things. It's not like she just lives in a bubble to lose weight. She's really been able to learn and take control of her health, which is really cool. I'm super excited for her and to hear more about the things that she's got to share with us. So I'm going to go ahead and invite her on here. If you guys have questions too as you're joining, feel free to ask away and give Silvia some encouragement here and give her some likes, thumbs up, whatever. I'm going to bring her on here. See if we can get her. It says it's adding her. All right.
Hello.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Awesome. Welcome, Silvia. We're so excited to have you.
Yay,
Excited
me too.
to have you be back on here. This is, for everybody just joining, this is Silvia's second time we've done this.
Yes.
And the first time she shared her story when she did some of the first cycle through the program, and now she's doing it again, or has done it again, and seen some really cool results. So you look great, Sylvia. You look
Thank you. Love
fantastic.
cheeks.
Yeah, absolutely. You look fantastic. So I'm super excited to have you share. I think I said 56. Is that right? Or we're close to 57, I think, right? Total.
Yeah, it's a little bit closer to 57. I guess 56 and counting.
And counting, right? Because yeah, we still got a few more pounds. Oh, I just hit my headphones. We got a few more pounds to go till we're like,
Yep.
I think we're like a couple of pounds away from like
Just a
ideal
couple.
weight.
Yep.
Yeah, which is really cool. So awesome. Okay, so let's just pretend we've never chatted before on one of these things.
Uh-huh.
Let's hear just from the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
What's been your experience for anybody who maybe hasn't heard you talk before? What's been your experience with weight loss kind of leading up to the program?
I think I mentioned a lot, like I know lots of people have tried a lot of programs, diets, products out there. And I said it like I'm one of those people that have tried a couple things, but I think that I don't think I have tried all of it, that I'm sure people out there have tried even more than what I've done. And for me, my focus was I knew it was going to be with healthy and food. Like I didn't want to use any other products and I just didn't know where to go or where to start. I just like I know I have to get all my fruits and vegetables and protein, but how am I going to do that? And so when I met you and I was hearing everything you were saying, and then when you said, and we eat real food, I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. Like, this is the one thing I've been looking for. And so just starting with that and learning how to eat clean and how to be, I don't know, like motivated in a way that is a healthy lifestyle was my goal, and I think I'm there. Like if not, close to my 100%, but I'm there to where I've been wanting to be.
Yeah. Wow. Very cool. That's exciting. I know that
Yeah.
was a big thing that before we talked, and as we've worked together now, I mean, we've been working together. How long has it been since we started? Like 5 months?
Yeah,
Oh,
I started
Sylvia's
in March.
frozen. Oh,
Sorry, I don't know. Yeah, I'm frozen, but I don't know if you can hear me.
okay. I can hear you. Maybe it'll pop back on for us. I can hear you.
Okay,
Okay,
maybe it's my
so
connection. Um,
okay, keep going.
I've been I've started in late March, so almost April, around that time.
Yeah,
Um, and I don't know. Since then, I've done 2 rounds with you. So
yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
So
cool. Cool. So we're just at the very tail end. Sylvia, so the way people, just so you know, if you don't know the program, we do 6 weeks of losing and about 4, 5, 6 weeks of maintenance or kind of locking phase, and it's where we help create a set point. So Sylvia did that the first time, and now she's done it the second time and has lost pretty much 57 pounds, which in a couple of days it'll probably be 60, so which will be fun. So okay, so you've had some experience though with weight loss, and you didn't necessarily see all the results you wanted, but you knew you wanted to be healthy and you wanted to eat real food, which I know has been a huge thing to create a healthy lifestyle that you could do forever, right? I think that was kind of a big thing for you, which I think is
yeah,
important. That's a very important thing I think for a lot of people. So I think that's key. Okay, so as you joined the program, this is still frozen. I wish that maybe try flipping your camera, like so
I
you're
know.
showing like your
Okay,
room
let me
and
see.
go back and forth. Like I don't
The
know.
other
Sometimes there's like
side.
Facebook does weird things. Or try like I don't know if you're on the internet or just
At
your
least
your
it.
data. Like switch those. Maybe that.
Oh yeah. At least it got me on a non-weird, too weird of a face, right?
Yeah, at least you're kind of
I'm
like
still
smiling. It's a little
smiling on
fuzzy,
the
but
frozen one.
yeah. Okay, so tell us as oh, it went dark. Are you still there? I
Oh,
lost her. Okay, flip it back around.
see all my boxes are in the middle of moving.
You're right in the middle of moving. We sell your boxes. Well, now we got your boxes at least. So,
Yeah.
so all right. So tell us. We'll keep going. Maybe it'll pop back up.
Oh,
Oh,
there
there
we
we go.
go.
Aha, there she is. Okay, perfect. So tell us as you started
Yes.
the process and as you've gone through now over the last couple of months, what are some of the things that you've kind of learned? I know that's probably like a huge question because you've learned like you're changing like everything you're changing, but tell us
A
some of the
lot.
key things you've kind of learned as you have gone through this process about how to make a healthy life and how to be successful on the program and going forward, all that kind of fun stuff.
Yeah. I think the main thing is I can wait to go home and make my meal. I don't have to stop at a, fast food place or somewhere in the middle of the road or, between me driving because I'm starving. Like I just wait and actually it's so funny because I think even my mentality on that is like I stopped shopping for clothes. I now shop for food. I'm like, no, that's my budget for my food. I need my apples, my oranges. Like I need all of for that. It goes to um budget for food um instead of clothes or other purchases. Now it grabbed me on. I'm frozen again, but it grabbed me on a weird face. Um, so I just like been learning little by little. I think things that you can control your hunger, and sometimes it's not even hunger; it's thirst. And so I've learned to drink as much as I can until my brain gives up on me and it's like, no, you are hungry now, so let's have food. um so it's like little things that I've been listening to my own body and changing, and now of course like I'm changing ingredients that I feel like on my regular basis I will choose over regular salt. I'll go with pink Himalayan salt or more of a natural sugar or no sugar. And I'm fine. And I think our palates change a little bit when you start eating healthy, or very clean, that it's like a fruit, it's like so sugary that you can enjoy that, it's just like the regular sugar that you can taste, and that's just enough. um I even I wasn't I I'm not like a huge coffee drinker, but kind of cool is that because sometimes I would go to family place or houses, or hang out, and they didn't have any like stevia or anything like that that I could choose, I would have my coffee black, and I was like, I don't know about this. But at the end, I was like learning to drink black coffee, and I was shocked to do that because I'm like, I was the type of person that would never do that, and here I am doing that, and I'm just fine. Um, I would still prefer it with a little bit of stevia, but um, at least I'm learning that, and that's so cool that it's one little thing, but it's not like stopping me from being healthy. Like I like that I'm learning all of those things.
Yeah, cool. So it sounds like, um, from what I heard you say, and correct me if I'm wrong, sounds like you
Yeah.
learned to be in control, where you're controlling your choices and your, oh, you're back.
Yes.
Yes. So it sounds like you were learning to be in control and listen to your body. So you're listening, am I hungry? Am I thirsty? And I don't have to eat just because it's that time of night and I can wait till I get home. So that was a
Mhm.
big thing. And then you were learning, like better options, better choices. What foods should I be focusing on? What foods shouldn't I be
Yeah.
eating? And how to actually make those things, work for you in your life. So, which is huge.
Yeah.
I think that's such a big sustainability component. Is like, can I do this forever? And learning to like
Yeah.
do things that, like, oh, black coffee's not that bad, or maybe this little stevia I prefer, or whatever. Like, you can make it work still, and lose weight, a ton of weight, and never be hungry,
Uh-huh.
never, like, still have like delicious food, which I think is such an amazing thing to learn. And I know you've done some really great work with that. Tell us about some of your favorite recipes that you've made over the last couple of months, or that you've
Mhm.
favorite ways to combine foods, or however you want to describe that. What's like your things you've learned about food and how to make it tasty?
Um, I'm sorry, I'm frozen. I guess my connection is very weird. But I'm I'm always trying to incorporate like what I'm craving in a way. Like if I'm feeling, today I want something sweet, um, or like a stir fry or like soup, I would go for those type of foods, because that's what I don't know, my I'm thinking about it. So when I go home, I think my one of my favorite ones, and actually I'm gonna cook that after I'm done for tomorrow's lunch. Um, I just do zucchini, and that's like my noodle. And I love um with either pork or beef, and I just put a lot of vegetables in there, and I like a lot of like ginger flavor. So I put a little bit of ginger, and it gives me that kind of oriental flavor. And I just love it because I love my soups. I can have soup like hottest day ever, and I'm fine. So that's what I'm making for tomorrow's lunch. And then stir fries are my fast food. I call them that's my fast food because you just chop everything, you put it on the pan and done, and then you can just mix and match whatever you want, like coconut aminos or paprika or ginger or garlic, and whatever you seasonings you want, you just put it together, and it's done, and it's easy for me to do that, you just mix
Yeah.
and match.
That's awesome. So it sounds like
Yeah.
not only you're making really tasty food, because that sounds super tasty. Sylvia's always got these like awesome meals that she's telling me about. Some are like Peruvian, and some are just like what she makes on her own. And I'm always like, you got to share that with me. It sounds like
Yeah.
they're tasty, and you're also making it so it's not like hard. It's not like you have to like sit in the kitchen for
Yeah.
like hours, right?
Oh yeah, no, no, thank you. I think the most I take is 30 minutes, and that's like a lot. But for the most part, I like to somewhat kind of prep. So I divide all my vegetables, and then I do cut them, or kind of like put them on small containers, so then I kind of know how much I'm putting. And then everything I just toss it into a pot or a pan, and it's done because I gotta do things, so I can't really take a long time, and I can't even imagine the people who are even more busy than I am, or that they only have 1 hour or so to do and do their food. But for the most part, I feel like I take a little bit, like 15, 20 minutes like that for
Yeah.
just cooking. And
Yeah.
it's worth it because I get a big plate and I'm eating all of it and I feel full after I'm eating it, and I love my fruit, and it's like I love that now. I even love it more, and that's like my dessert than, going with a sugary kind of option, and that's way better, I think. I've always liked fruits, but now I love it even more.
Yeah, I love them. So very cool. Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
that I think that's a key component, it sounds like, for you. And I know for me is just making the food easy and fun, like tasty, right? You've
Hmm.
mentioned multiple times you love food. You love the food,
Yeah.
and you're able to make it like tasty and awesome, and you're
Yep.
full, which is really cool. So that's awesome. Well,
Yes.
good. So tell us a little bit about you. You know, obviously you've gone a little bit through the program. What were some of maybe like the hard things, like as you've gone over the last
Hmm.
like 5, 6 months? What maybe is like
Hmm.
your one or two hardest things, and what were you able to do to overcome that? What helped you kind of get through that?
Yeah, I think for sure it was like take all the bad out. All of a sudden you're not used to that. Like some people like to have like their cheat day or like over the weekend, and we don't do that. We just continue and push ourselves through it. I mean, if you do, you just gotta make sure you keep it and
Oh, you there, Sylvia? We lost
oh,
the
sorry.
sound as well.
Sorry.
Oh, you're okay.
There I am.
I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah. I was saying, if you do end up, derailing yourself, or you just gotta make sure you go back. But for me, it's been, I always push through it. It's like it's not that I'm not gonna have those foods ever again. It's just that I'm gonna make them better with better ingredients. And you just gotta keep thinking that, it's healthy food, and you're eating food, and I think that's what kept pushing me through. I'm eating, and my goal, I've always been like motivated, like when I've done something I always follow. So I guess for me it was somewhat easy to have like the the guidelines, or all the things that I needed to follow. But doing it, I'm sure it's like, it's from person to person, but you can do it. I think it gives you that empowering feeling that, you can do that for yourself, and you are like on top of like all your decisions, and that's like pretty cool to feel throughout the whole program, that you are doing this for yourself and for the quality of your life. So that's pretty cool. And that was like my point where I had to do that switch, because I knew I wanted to be healthy, but I was getting into a point in my life where I can see on blood results that it was getting like on a red zone, like uh-oh, like sugar levels are going high. They're still in a okay zone, but my brother, he's in the medical field, so he's like, "Sister, you gotta get this on point." And I'm like, "Okay, I know, but I don't know where to start." And so this is like a good start. It's a good start because you clear everything, and it's kind of like you start from zero. It's like a new beginning, and it's like if you were a baby and you're just learning how to, eat and make all of those decisions and options. So it's pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah, cool. Well, that's awesome. I'm excited to have you tell us a little bit more about the results from your brother. We'll get to that here in a minute if you're willing to share. But
Yeah.
so the thing that I love that you said, I was listening to someone speak today. I was listening to just like a call, and he said when we do hard things, when we
Mm-hmm.
do really hard things, it breeds confidence. And it was
Yeah.
like when you said that, like it reminded me of what he said today. And it's so true. Like you did hard things for the last 6 months. And it's not, I mean, it's not terribly hard. Like you're eating delicious food. It's
Yeah.
like you just do it, but you're doing something different than the average. You're doing something different than maybe you've done before. So it's new and it's different. And you're making it just awesome for you.
Mm-hmm.
And that breeds empowerment. That breeds confidence. And it's so true that like you know how to be healthy regardless. Like I know you went on a big long vacation the last like a
Yeah.
little just here a little while ago, and you were still able to be healthy and maintain your
Mm-hmm.
weight, and like it was no big deal. And that's
Yeah.
that beautiful empowerment that I love that you talked about. So I think that's huge.
Yeah, and I was gonna say that like every time it was like a challenge because I had to go to family events and birthday dinners and a huge trip to a different country that I didn't know if they were gonna have options for me or accommodate things like we do here because I feel like we're spoiled with like options.
Hmm.
And I was like kind of like worried, and I think my mom was like trying to help me out because I traveled with her, and it was so funny because she was like, oh my gosh, they don't have enough. So I'm like, Mom, I'll figure something out. And I even like went to the grocery store and I bought some stuff, so I knew if I wasn't going to have time to eat, or I can just pre-cook something and take it with me, or make sure I had something there that I can, cook really fast. So I think there's like, options and ways to even manage that when you travel or when you have um, family events. And yeah, it gets hard because sometimes, they don't have all the options. Um, but you can figure something out, or even you can bring something to share, like a salad or a fruit salad or something like that. I think like I would always mention that I'll bring fruit salad because that was like easier and I had to have my fruit count. um but I think that was like the hardest thing is just to kind of pre-plan it. But other than that, it's been cool because like I've been able to do all of those things, and still have fun with my family and friends and travel, and I did still had the result. And it's a good way to just like see that was possible. That was pretty
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Wow. Very cool. Very cool. So as you have gone through this, I mean, you've obviously done like practical things and brought fruit salads and like actually like kind of planned ahead and things, which you've been really good at. Tell us about the
Yeah.
mindset. Tell us about like what have you done to like up here to like stick to it, because I know there were times when like stuff was there and you were just like, I don't know, like should I eat it, should I not? Like as you've gone through this process, like
Yeah.
what did you do for your mindset as well? I know you've talked and shared some of your really cool like practical tactical things you can do, like
Yeah.
planning and preparing that, but what about up here? What were some things you did?
I just told myself, no, you cannot have it. I was like, I'm not going to do any of those options. Was like, you kind of, I don't know. I was like, I'm not going to go for that. I'm gonna be clean today and not think too much about it. It's You kind of have to block it and say, and also like you were teaching us like how all of those um ingredients can bring some toxins into your body. So then I was thinking, that is actually not a bad that or that's actually a bad option for you. I think some people said like, what do you crave? And I was like, potato chips. And I was like, but I will have potato chips, I just need to find the right kind.
Yeah.
It's not that I will never eat those type of foods. um but yeah, it's just controlling to say, you just need to find the right foods, and we need to focus on what we're doing and always think about the end result or your main goal that you want, because I think that's what kept me pushing through. And self-control, it was a lot, but I was able to just say no, and kind of like just think, I need to follow these things to get to my goal. to get a good result. Otherwise, I'll just, won't get the same result as probably if I cheated or something like that. So that was my main goal. Like, if I want a good result, I'll have to continue, following all my healthy eatings and all of that. So it's been interesting to also see how that, uh, gets into my decisions, um just because it's hard. Sometimes you do have like cake and you're like, oh my gosh, like I can't have, a piece of cake, and I'm like, it's okay, I'll go home and have my fruit. Like every time I always say that, I think it's because I want something sugary, and my
Yeah.
comfort is my fruit. So I guess also like switch around things, like your like that, like your dessert is your fruit, and that's like, if you want something sweet, it's like that, or I feel like also at least for me, it's like if I want to eat a burger, I'll eat it, lettuce wrapped and with all my vegetables and everything. But I'm eating kind of like what I'm craving, and that kind of satisfies what I'm not eating. What other people are like eating their foods. It's I just go with what I'm actually craving and wanting, just with swapping those ingredients like noodles. Um, I would do zoodles or spaghetti squash, and I did a whole like party with my friends, and I told them I'm gonna make food, and I did spaghetti sauce from scratch. Well, my own type of recipe, and I did not use any oils other than the meat, fat, and everything was so natural. And even for my mom, who has she gets she has some digestive system or problems, that she cannot have like those type of very like seasoned or very red condiments kind of type of foods. I told her, Mom, you've seen what I put there, you've seen the process of it, and there's nothing like, even my spaghetti sauce was like orange. And I was like, I don't get it. I think it was supposed to be red. And I told her, like, this shouldn't make you sick or anything. And she had it and she was fine. And I was like, you see, like, it's like the type of food that matters. So it's
Yeah.
been cool to see that. It's been cool to 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 show that there are options for, during the program that we have. We can swap things and we can swap ingredients, and we can still have. I think while I was at the airport, I found one of the places over there that they had cauliflower rice, and I was like, well, let me try that. And that was cool because I haven't had that. I think I tried making it once, um, but it was cool that we have those options too. And it's just one ingredient that can change, and it can be so much healthier for you.
Yeah. Cool. Very cool. That's awesome. Sounds like you were
Yeah.
able to stick with your goals and like just believe and know why you wanted to do it, and just whatever you're craving, satisfy that, and give yourself whatever you want. Just
Yeah.
maybe that alternative option, which is really cool. So
Yes.
awesome. Very cool. So really quick, we've had a couple of comments. I just wanted to read them to you. Carla Shawhan, I think I said that right. She says, you're amazing. Love how dedicated you are with this process. You look amazing. Crystal Rojas says, you have so many healthy recipes. Teach me how. I'm so happy for you. Denise Cannon says, so excited to see your happy face, hear your story, and the great success you've had on this journey thus far. Congrats. So anyway, super
Thank
fun.
you.
People are cheering you on. Um,
Yes, thank you so much.
Awesome. Okay, so tell us, you mentioned a couple of like results. Like you mentioned like your mom's experienced some cool things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so and I know you have too. So I want to hear like what are the fun things? What are the results? What things have you experienced so far? So tell us.
Um, well, for sure, like, it was so cool to see that, that my mom was able to have that meal and she had no reaction. She was fine. I told her, "Are you feeling okay?" And she's like, yeah, you know what? I don't feel anything. I'm like, there you go. We can make this spaghetti sauce again. That was pretty cool. And then of course, um, I think it was kind of interesting as soon as I would have those loading days because we do a couple fun days, which are loading days to start the program. When I did my second round, and I of course like you know chose a couple items that I haven't had, and I was like, let me satisfy those bad cravings. Let's call them the bad cravings. Um, I was like, I had them, and then everything was like, I was getting swollen. My stomach was sick, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what have I done to myself? But it was so cool to see that. And then, of course, like sleeping, it's been a huge, uh, cool thing to see. I think because when when I would have like 8 hours of sleep, I would get the more results on weight loss than when I would have 6 or 5. And that's me who I love to sleep, I guess. And I need those 8 to 9 hours of sleep. Um, but that's interesting, because sleep does matter, and it's kind of cool that it's important for your weight loss results. Uh, along with the food. And I knew food was important. And of course, people say exercise, and that's interesting that we don't fully exercise. I just I'm part of a dance group, so I do my dance routine twice a day, twice a week. And that's all the activity that I had, other than maybe walking or doing errands and cleaning. Or now I'm moving to a new place. But that's so cool that it's not like pushing yourself so hard on the exercise to just get the results you want. I'm even like I'm starting tomorrow with a few things like to incorporate, as a healthy habit. I think some Pilates and some more movement through my week. Stretches and stuff like that. I think it's gonna be a lot of helpful things to do. But it's so cool that I don't have to kill myself hours at the gym just to get the result I have right now. Which is very amazing. It's super cool to have and do that.
Yeah, very cool. So sleep is obviously improved. You haven't had to kill yourself, and that's awesome to hear.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've seen some improvements there with your mom. Tell us about your labs. I'm excited
Oh
to hear the
yes,
story about your labs as well.
yes. So I think it was like last year around summertime. I went to Peru, and my brother he's a doctor over there, so he always likes us to do some blood work. So he's like, happy with all the results, and he can check and recommend what to do and whatnot. And so I did a insulin resistance, I think it's called. Let me read it. Tolerance, or yeah. And so um, it was it was kind of interesting because they have to like you have to drink something, and then they'll draw blood, and then they'll draw blood again a couple like 30 or an hour later, and then you'll get the results on how much sugar levels you are. I'm sorry, I cannot find the one from last year.
That's all right.
But I found when I got my results, it's on the normal, like the regular level that we're supposed to get. And I have PCOS, so my sugar levels are they've been high. And so I was taking metformin to kind of lower that. And so I knew, like, they told me, they recommended, well, you don't really need to take this um, to lower your sugar, other than you should be eating healthy and have an active life and do some exercise. And I was like, okay, well, let me try that. And that's when I think I started I think that that was like the end of my okay, I need to do something. And then I met you, and then I was like, okay, let me fully do this. And then after that, when I did the test again this September at the beginning of the month, I was like wondering to see, because I've stopped taking metformin, and I wanted to see what the results were. And I don't know, because this is like in Spanish, but the numbers go from zero point 0.5 to 25 um, when it's like no when you're fasting, and then
Hmm.
goes from 5 to 50, so within like 60 minutes, and then an hour and a half afterwards. And so all my results are in the 20s, and an hour after taking that sugary drink they gave me, it was 25, and so the max is 50. And just to see that it's halfway with no metformin help or anything like that, and it's because I've been eating healthy, that was amazing. And I was like, well, I was able to lower it with just, eating healthy and having my good habits. So that was so cool to see. And my brother is so proud of me, because he's like, you did it. You finally like were able to lower that, because we didn't want to go into pre-diabetic or anything like that, that it was going to be, of course, like, harder and challenging. So it was cool to see those numbers drop into a stabilized, level of it. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's silly. That's huge. I know a lot of times for women with PCOS, it's really hard to one, lose weight, and insulin
Yeah,
resistance is like a huge issue with that, right? That's like one of the major things. And
yeah.
the fact that you're able to get off the metformin and still have normal like blood sugars for those tests is like so cool. That's
Yeah.
such a powerful thing that shows that not only did we lose weight, which is really cool, but you're healthier, right?
Yeah.
That's the really cool thing, because you can lose weight a lot of ways and you don't get healthier necessarily. You
Hmm.
don't actually improve insulin sensitivity, but for you, we've seen that your body's more sensitive and you're able to process sugars better, which is awesome. So that's awesome. Congrats to you on that. That is
Thank
really,
you.
really fun. So,
Yeah, and it's been so cool to see that, just because um it was just something that medicine, sure, like it can help me, but I didn't want to have that consistent thing of every time I had to take it for the rest of my life just to keep my sugar down. And so finally I was able to, find the one thing that I needed, so I can keep myself on the healthy habits. So it's been fun. It's been a good journey.
yeah, cool. Well, that's so cool, Sylvia. I'm so excited for you as far as your results that you've seen. We've seen lots of the numbers come down on as far as the scale goes, which is always fun.
Yeah.
But it's also fun to get your body healthy and make sure that you are healthy. And now the cool thing is you have the tools to be able to stay healthy. And yeah, you can still eat potato chips, and you can
Yeah.
and you right. And we talk about that, right? You can. I always say you can have your cake and eat it too, as long as you just
Mhm.
eat the right kind of cake, right? Like you said, it's all about those ingredients and
Yeah.
substituting and finding the alternative to make sure that things are still okay. So I'm super excited
Yeah.
for the rest of your life for you to develop amazing more recipes and
Yeah,
enjoy
that's
them and have fun with it.
that's gonna be my next challenge, to make delicious food with, swapping ingredients and making it healthy, because I want to prove people that it can taste good.
It can and it does. That's the beauty, is it can and it does. So very cool.
Yeah.
So if okay, so we'll wrap this up. I know it's getting late. So if you had like a word of advice to someone joining the program that is just getting started out, what would you say now that you're an old pro at this? What would you say to them?
Um, I think this is a cool program to kind of start fresh from zero, where you learn everything that you need to know to keep, weight off, and maintain your ideal weight that you want. And it's something that you just have to commit and know that you want that change in your life, because I think that's the main motivation, that you really need and want that healthy lifestyle. And if you want that, I think go for it. And that's going to be, the most, like we've said, empowering part of you that you're going to be able to do that, you know? And so um just keep pushing through. It's okay. You'll get those cravings, you'll get those crazy, wanting sugar or starches and everything like that, but just keep pushing through because you'll get to your goal, and you'll learn so many cool things, and learn like the insights of why we're really like, you know, getting all those toxins in our bodies and why we're not getting the results we been looking for. And yeah, I'm young, but I'm sure there's so many people out there that have tried for so many more years, and they've been doing so many more things that I've done. But I think this is like a good fresh start, and it's gonna like, help you through the whole journey. I think even you're such a good person to talk to and coach us around, our all of our questions, and help us with everything that, we suggestions and things like that, and even resources, because you're giving us a lots of resources to continue with that lifestyle. So um, you can do it. It's just going to be a good start for your healthy, uh, journey of your entire life. So it's pretty cool to have this, and in our hands to for our lives, for us.
Yeah, cool. Well, thank you, Sylvia. That was very kind
Yes.
of you. And it's been a sheer pleasure to work with you, and I'm super excited for you as far as the progress. And like you said, you have all the tools now to not just have lost the weight, but keep them off forever, which is so
Yeah.
cool. And still have your
Yeah.
cake and eat it too, right? That's the beauty.
Right. Yeah. So that's gonna be, the next thing. Just maintain it and
Yeah,
have that whole healthy lifestyle. So
yeah,
and
very.
and recipes and stuff like that.
Yeah, very cool. Well, I'm really excited for you. Thank you, Sylvia, for sharing your story with us and your motivation already. Christine Cook says, "Love you, Sylvia. You're beautiful." So
Mm.
you're an inspiration to so many already, and will be as well. So thank you for taking some time in your crazy move. I know you're moving right
Yes.
now, so thanks for taking a few minutes and sharing with us. So
Yes.
appreciate you and
Thank you.
appreciate you sharing. So.
Thank you so much.
Yep, absolutely. Okay. Well, we'll talk to you later, Sylvia. Thanks
Yes.
everybody for joining. We'll see you later.
Bye.